Well, hello, Jeremy. Thank you so much for being on the mini with me to talk a little bit about getting to know Amani Roberts, my co-host. Tell me about where you are. Where do we find you today, Jeremy?
Sure, and thanks for having me, Mandy.
Yeah.
I am in Maryland, just outside Washington, D.C.
Okay, awesome. And how long have you known Amani?
I met Amani when I was in eighth grade and
Oh,
he was in seventh grade
okay.
at Tacoma Park Middle School. So I would say that would have been 86. It
Wow.
dates us, but the bottom line is a very long time.
Very Whitney Houston years. Very long time. Yeah. Okay. So if you knew Amani when he was in seventh grade and you were eighth grade, how involved were you in the mixtapes that he would make the girls that he had crushes on?
I was uninvolved in the mixtapes. I didn't even know about the mixtapes until he mentioned them in conjunction with his book now.
With
So
this book, right? Wasn't that one of the funniest parts of the book that you read?
yeah. It bears noting that in those days everybody made mixtapes. I mean, making mixtapes was a thing to do. So,
If
but I
you made
understand
it,
Monty made a lot of them.
he made a lot of them. That's his jam. If you made a mixtape, what right now? What are like three songs that would have to that you would have to have on the mixtape from any era, any Jeremy era?
Goodness gracious, that's a challenging question. Okay, if I had to make a mixtape right now, I would put on that mixtape "Potholes in My Lawn"
Oh,
by
snap.
De La Soul.
Okay.
Me and You by Tony,
All right.
and Your Love is King by Sade.
Oh, those are good. Those are really, really
Now I've
good.
mixed genres here. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's okay. I've mixed
You've mi
genres, but
Yeah, it's okay with me. When Amani sees this, he may have a critique about your genre mixing, but I'm fine with it. I'm
okay, yeah, he
totally
won't be pleased with that, I don't think. But
I'm totally fine with it.
yeah.
When you think about your time with Amani over the years, what's one threading thought or one threading theme that is consistent of your friendship with him over the years?
Hmm. Um, yeah, I don't. I guess maybe it goes without saying when I mentioned how long we've been friends, but just longevity.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for a long-standing relationship. Because we have a long-standing relationship, there are all sorts of things that are assumed. There are all sorts of understandings about, friendship and about loyalty and about, um, uh, people know each other's quirks and all those sorts of things. And so
Yeah.
we've been friends for so long that there's a real, this longevity. So, I have two biological brothers,
Hmm.
and I've got a few very, very close friends who are like brothers to me, and Amani's one.
Oh, that's nice. So he's a little brother though, right? Or is he older brother? Well, because you're
No,
older,
no,
but
he's a
like
little brother. Yes, he's a
he's a
younger
little
brother.
brother.
Let's not
Yeah.
get that one twisted.
You never know. Sometimes you're older, but you feel like the little brother. So yeah, you're the big brother. I got it. I got it. I didn't hear that loud and clear. How have you interacted with him as an adult? I mean, I think over the years, especially male friendships, they changed so much over the years. So as you're both navigating your adulthood right now, and he's teaching and writing and coaching and professoring, and you're doing everything you're doing, what does your interaction look like now as adult friends?
Yeah, so again, one of the great things about long-standing relationships is there's an element of them that doesn't change.
Hmm.
Sometimes you feel like you're back in the, seventh and eighth grade, just
Yeah,
having
giggling.
conversations and hanging
Hmm.
out. But I'd say, obviously we're older now, we're professionals, we're in our careers, and so a lot of our conversations, are about, each other's paths and supporting each other in our paths. And so that's a big part, that's a big part of it now that wasn't there, of course, when we were younger, but
Yeah.
but there's also just, sharing updates and, and each other's lives and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think supporting each other's paths as adult friends is the best thing we can do for each other.
Yeah.
If he were to support you in your path, what could he do for you to help lift you up and support you in the best way?
Well, Mandy, I don't know if there are particular, if I could point to any particular like line items
Yeah.
in that direction or in the other direction. It's
Hmm.
just kind of having someone to be there and talk with, when going through, any sort of challenges. And so, uh, yeah, it's not an itemized thing so much as just, having someone you can talk to. But it goes beyond that too, man. It's not just, having someone to talk to and support. Read something funny in the paper,
Yeah.
you want to talk to your buddy about it because that person has an experience with it that you're aware of because you've known them for, so many years. Or,
Yeah. The history.
both of us are big sports fans, so we'll talk about what's going on with uh, the Washington Wizards or University of Maryland basketball or or whatever. We grew up playing soccer together in middle school and high school, so that's also a shared experience. So we'll talk about soccer.
How do you feel about your commanders right now? I'm a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan, and so Amani and I talk a little bit about our flailing football teams, but your team did decent last year. How do you feel about your football team?
They're not my team.
They're
It's
not.
not my team. I'm
Who's your
from
team?
here. It's not my team, and I'm gonna tell you why, Mandy.
Yes, plot
I'll tell you
twist.
why. And the
Okay.
reason that they're not my team is I was never as a child nor as an adult a fan of their old name. And I
Okay.
was unwilling to support the club because of the old name. And I've actually written about it. A lot of my work is in sports and society. And
Mm-hmm.
so they changed their name, but when you have a passion for a team, you can't just create it. So they are the team in my city now.
Yeah.
And I've got no ill will
Yeah.
toward them, but they're just not the team they're not a team I grew up loving.
Good for you for making a stand, making a line in the sand on that. I love that. It's awesome. Who is your team?
So I'm a Ravens fan. I'm a
Oh,
Ravens fan. My youngest child is a Ravens fan. He kind of became a fan before me. A lot of my work is in sports, as I mentioned, and a
yeah.
lot of it's NFL related. And so I'm more kind of involved with individuals in the league community who I work with. And so
Hmm.
don't really have a team, but my little boy is a Ravens fan. I'm quite a rabid Ravens fan, and so I've come to kind of have fun with him as he enjoys the club. So I support them as well.
Oh, that's fun. We're supposed to fight because you're a Ravens fan, but I actually like the Ravens. I
Oh, we
like the
are supposed to fight. It's
we're
true.
we're supposed to duke it out. We won't, but we're supposed to. We won't. Now, what is your line of work? What do you do for work?
I'm a law professor,
Hmm.
and lawyer, and as I mentioned, my core area is sports law and sport and
Mm,
society. So exploring the ways in which sport impacts society and how sport can
mm.
be leveraged to strengthen society or propel society in progressive directions. And so that's what I do. I write, I teach, I lecture.
Super cool. Have you been doing this your whole life? Have you changed careers at any point, or has this been your trajectory your whole career?
Well, I went to, after undergrad, I went to law school, and after law school, I began practicing. So I practiced for a number of years,
Yeah.
and then decided that one thing I really love to do is push arguments more than you can when you're actually representing a client, because you're
Hmm.
restricted by various rules as to what sorts of things you file, how novel your arguments can be when you file.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to kind of push the envelope in terms of arguments around civil rights, principally. Um, and so I thought being an academic would be interesting because there you
Mm.
can write books and articles and make your arguments, and so that's what so I began an academic career, and turns out I love the teaching as well as the writing, and so it's a good fit for me.
Do you and Amani bond about this? Do you share best practices in terms of teaching? I know what you both teach is very different, but being in a classroom and being an educator, there's probably some common threads. Do you share best practices with each other at all?
Yeah, we're in different realms. I'm in law school. He teaches undergrad, so I know we
Hmm.
share best practices, maybe a little bit. He came to the space. I was in the space, and he came to the space, and so we talked a lot about not best practice, maybe best practices, but more. kind of how to break into the space, approaches he
Mm,
might take, what academia is like.
yeah.
And so we've had a lot of conversations about that. And when we began, he was just beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was kind of sharing ideas with him. But now he's been in it for several years, and so it's kind of cool
Yeah.
now, like kind of colleagues in the academic space and can discuss things.
That's cool. So brothers, sports pals, colleagues, there's no end to the dimension of your friendship. What did you think when he said, "Hey, I've been in the hotel world for a while and I'm going to really switch it up. I'm going to DJ school. I'm going to make a big pirouette and make a career change." What were your thoughts during that time?
Uh, I thought it was quite a pirouette, quite a
Hmm.
career change. But Mani is he's a very, he's versatile. He's able to kind of recreate, himself in some ways. So I had no doubt he'd be able to do it,
Hmm.
and he did
Yeah,
it.
he totally did it. And then some, and again, and again, and again.
Yeah.
What is something about Amani that most people may not know? Now, I'm not asking for dirty secrets. I'm just asking, like, what's something you appreciate about him that most people may not know, or what's something that most people may not know that they may not get to know at first or second or third meeting with him?
Mm. Not sure. Nothing's coming to me, Mandy,
Nothing's coming to you. Well, think about it.
and I don't want, that, yeah, so yeah, I'll give that one some thought.
Yeah, just give that a little thought. It might pop up. Okay, last couple questions.
Yeah.
How many stacks of pancakes have you had with Amani?
I'm not a pancake eater.
Oh, see, I'm
Yeah.
not either. I can't, when he talks about these pancakes, I can't
Yeah,
identify
he's a
with
big
that.
pancake guy. I'm not I'll
He's,
probably eat like some sort of an omelet or some eggs or something.
yeah, savory. I'm savory. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not a sweet breakfast person. Okay, we're twinsies. We're twinsies in that respect. Okay, last couple questions. Has Amani always worn those sweater vests and bow ties, or is this a new thing in
This is
his later
new.
part of life? Yeah.
This is later on in life, yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Do you have a favorite bow tie or sweater vest that he wears?
I'm not gonna comment.
We keep joking around saying, because he always gets those, I think, from Nordstrom. We keep joking around saying we got to get Nordstrom's to sponsor. He wears them so much, he could talk all about,
Or invest,
or
hopefully he
invest.
has stocks in the public company, yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. When you think of your a wish for Amani for his future and his bright future, right? He launched his second book. I know he's got another one ahead. He's got really cool coaching and entertainment practices ahead of him. Like what's a wish you have for him for the future?
No, just to be happy. I think that's
Yeah.
wish that for all of us.
Yeah. That's a good wish. That's a good wish. Well, how I appreciate you taking the time with us today. How can we
Yeah.
support you? How can we lift you up? Is there anywhere we can go to find you to read any of your awesome articles, or how can we support and find you?
Yeah, you can find me out there. I've written or co-written 5 books, all in sports law, largely about sport and society. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on my various publishers' pages. So I'm out there.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for your time today. Thank you for being such a good friend to Amani. He's a new friend to me, but what a great guy. And I feel grateful to have him in my life. So I'm really grateful that the two of you have had each other for so long. And we'll send the episode over to you once it all airs. And I just appreciate your support.
Yeah, no, thanks. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for tuning in to Adventures in Business. Don't forget to rate and review our podcast on the platform that you're currently listening it on. And don't forget to share it with your friends and anybody that might be as much of the business nerds as Amani and I are. See you next time for another captivating interview.